Hello everyone, I'm Denise Boggs, and I want to welcome you as we journey together through healing the heart. Today's podcast is going to be on how to work through stones in your heart. You may not have even known you had a stony heart. I didn't. I knew I had a stony garden. I was trying to dig in my flower garden the other day, and I was digging, and there were so many stones in the garden, I couldn't even get my plants planted in because there were stones there. And so I'm just digging away, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Lord, this is how you feel. There's so many stones in our heart, and you're giving us the word, and you're speaking to our hearts, but we can't receive it and hold it because the stones are blocking us from receiving your word. Now, let's look at Matthew 13. Here we go. I love this. It says in Matthew 13, Jesus told them many things in parables. And so the stony ground is a parable to help you understand a powerful spiritual principle. Do you know that this parable, and it's the parable of the sower. Jesus sows the word. And some places the word lands on stony ground. And so this parable is taught Matthew, Mark, and Luke. 3 places. I believe it's the most powerful and important of all the parables Jesus taught, because he wants you to know the fullness of his word, his love, and his purpose for your life. But if there is areas in your heart that has just completely closed up, then you can't receive the word and it come forth and produce the harvest. Now listen to this. He told them many things in parables, saying, listen carefully. The sower went out to sow seed in his field. And as he sowed, some seed fell beside the road between the fields, and the birds came and ate it up. Other seed fell on stony ground, where they did not have much soil. And at once they sprang up, the seed sprang up, because they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched and had no root and withered away. Let's stop a minute. Withered away. Okay, so if you have a stony heart, you can hear a word. You can go to church on Sunday. Oh, Pastor Ron has the best message ever. You hear it and you receive it with joy. You're excited about it. You receive it, but the sun comes up Monday morning, and that word, you were excited about it, but the stones, it cannot take deep root. So if somebody pulls out in front of you on Monday morning, you're on your way to work. Oh my goodness, you let it rip. You're so mad. You're so frustrated. Okay? So then if you meet someone for lunch and they say, hey, what did Pastor Ron preach on Sunday? You're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's good, but I can't remember it. That's because it withered away. It withered away. Just one little frustration. Do you know frustration? We all say, oh, we're frustrated. Frustration, it withers away. It withers. It takes it away. Because the word had not been able to get planted deep yet in the soul of your heart because of the stone. Listen to this. It says, this is in verse 20, it says, the one whom the seed was sown on stony ground, this is the one who hears the word and at once welcomes it with joy. That's what we said. Yet, it has no substantial root. It's only temporary. And when pressure comes, immediately he stumbles. Okay? He stumbles. All right? In some translations, I think it's the New King James, it says he becomes offended. Becomes offended. All right? So here you get the word, Sunday, Monday, somebody pulls out in front of you, The word has not been able to take complete root, and so you get offended, and you're mad all day. Somebody makes you mad. And so being offended is, and I want you to take notes here, easily offended is one of the symptoms of a stony heart. Oh my goodness, are you kidding? Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Being offended. If you're easily offended, that's a symptom of a stony heart, okay? All right, second symptom that I want to point out is overreactions. Okay, do you overreact? That's a symptom of a stony heart, okay? Another symptom, you wear a mask. People ask you how you're, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. But yet inside, you're just really struggling. But you can't let anybody know. You just wear a mask. Can't be yourself. Can't be real. So that's a symptom of stony heart. You've had so many things that happen. You were hurt. You became discouraged. You just shut down when things happen. And so you can't be real if you have a stony heart. Now, another symptom is there's a fear of rejection. See, with my dad leaving me at 9, he's gone, I took on a fear of rejection, a fear my husband would leave me, a fear. So the fear of rejection, the fear of, then I would interpret through my fear. If you have a stony heart, let me say this, you'll interpret things through the pain, the hurt, and the stones. So, let me say this. With a stony heart, you've got to recognize the symptoms. If you have a stony heart, oh yeah, I got a stony heart. Now, I'm sitting down with you and telling you, Jesus set me down and told me. He said, the reason all this word you've received all these years is not producing 30, 60, 100-fold is because it landed on stony ground. I'm like, oh my goodness, Lord, oh, I didn't even know I had a stony heart. I didn't know. Many of you listening to this podcast, you may not know. But I want to tell you this, the minute a stone is removed, okay, the stone is removed, things start changing. Okay, God's love is a river. It never stops flowing. But you got to remove the stone. Oh, here's my stone right here. Got to remove it so that your heart can then receive the river of God, the love of God. And you know what? The word that has been spoken to you by God of who He says you are, you'll start seeing that His love for you starts watering that word, His love, and that you can begin then to believe who He says you are. But you got to remove the stone. All right, I hope that motivates you now. Okay, one other symptom is, one other symptom. Come close. No, stay away. Do you have friends or relationships or your spouse? You want to receive love from them. You really do want to. But the minute they say something that triggers pain, stay away. Come close. No, stay away. I can say in our marriage, that's what I did. Come close. No, stay away. The minute my husband said something that triggered pain, hurt, then I would just close my heart again. And that created a second layer of stones. I had hurt from my dad. Now my husband's hurting me. He doesn't even know it. He doesn't know he's triggering stones from my dad. He doesn't know. Do you know your spouse doesn't know? They're triggering your pain. They are. They're triggering your pain. And how do you know? Well, how do you respond? If they trigger you, what do you do? Do you have harsh responses? Do you have harsh responses? Do you shut down? Do you overreact? Do you overreact? You know, if a stone is triggered, you will overreact. Now, let me tell you this. I want you to always remember that. What I'm fixing to say. If there's a tone in your voice, there's a stone. If there's a tone, there's a stone. Okay? So if the tone of your voice changes, then that lets you know right there a stone was triggered. And if you start recognizing, oh my goodness, a tone, my tone changed right then. Okay, when my husband say, did you forget to get peanut butter? And if I were to say, well, yeah, can't you get your own? Oh my goodness. All right, so that's triggering a stone in me, okay, by the way I responded to him. I want to tell you something. Your closest family members trigger your stones the quickest. They will trigger them. But how you respond to them lets you know the depth of pain. If you really lash out, if you holler, yell, throw, whatever, then that's deep pain that's been triggered. It's in you. Feelings that are buried alive don't die. It triggers a feeling and a reaction from past pain. And you can say, well, if my husband would just stop doing it. No, I want to tell you something. God is putting his finger on it, using your husband or your wife to pull it out, so you can get healed, okay? So you can be healed. He wants you healed so that nothing can take your joy from you. Nothing takes your peace. So I want you to work on a few things. Now, again, go to the website if you want to work on understanding and working through pain of the past. You can go to our website and look at all of the different workbooks we have. The one I'm talking about this time is Healing a Stony Heart. Go to the website, get one of those workbooks, and start working through pain from your past. All right, next week, oh my goodness, or next time, we're going to talk about some more symptoms, and I'm going to really unpack a symptom, which is entitlement. Pain from the past can cover you and cloak you with entitlement, and you don't even know it. All right, God bless.